us.
So, on Coastline, there are some options you can bring out for set bans that will really disrupt your play. Thermite, I guess, an option, but there are some ways you can get around that with Hibana on this map. You know, if you go to a penthouse and there's only Hibana as an option, though, it can be pretty debilitating if you aren't used to it. We'll see. We've got Lion already gone. And that's a pretty predictable ban. No surprise at all there. You can see Nora's taking their time with this. They're thinking it through. I like that they're going to be taking every possible second that they can to establish what they want out of this map. Glaz being eliminated makes a lot of sense. On pretty much every site, he can be a torrent of death. And not having him here, it will hurt, well, both teams, but on the attacking side.
Yeah, especially that Glaz ban for a player on Vitality such as Zephyr, who plays it predominantly. That's a big ban for Nora-Rengo to go for. Of course, it is a very expected ban on a map like Coastline. We've seen it a lot being banned out yesterday in some of our matchups, so there's no real surprise to the Glaz being banned out. So it's looking pretty straightforward at the moment. Let's see what the first defender is going to be, and that's going to be Echo. So that's a pretty strange one for me, especially because Vitality are typically banning out the Echo because and Echo is one of their biggest counters for their type of playstyle, where they try and go for the plant in the last 15 seconds. So Nora-Rengo essentially getting rid of that just gives Vitality a free ban for them to go for.
Could really hurt Nora later. And we'll see if their lucky study up there will hurt. Yeah, Maestro coming out as the second defender banned by Vitality, so that reinforces your theory there that Vitality does not want to deal with anything that can indirectly deny them a defuse plant or hurt them on the slow push.
So we will be moving into our first round. It will be Vitality on the defense. Kitchen and service entrance is where we will be headed. So we're more or less going to be looking at more of a heavy roam game, especially for this particular bomb site. You don't want to give the top floor control up too easily, because then you can have operators such as Buck or Sledge come in and start ruining your day from above. So I would imagine that a very aggressive roam game coming out from Zephyr and Bibu especially. We don't really see the Ayla being picked too much compared to recent times, but certainly as a roamer she still is very effective. She does her job. We even seen a couple of Ayla shotguns yesterday, so I doubt we'll be seeing that, but we will have to see how Bibu does play his Ela.
Ella's an interesting operator, that's for sure. She's seen a long path of going from being completely overpowered to really underpowered, and then suddenly kind of right in the middle, and people tend to play her, decently. But she's going to get 6 picked off for a Valkyrie, and having that information, I think, is prudent on a map like Coastline. You really need to be able to gather where the attack is coming from, because there are so many options for both the attackers and the defenders alike. And information is the name of the game in general in Siege, but most notably on maps like this.
So looking at the Nora-Rengo, they're going for more of an aggressive lineup. We see that's free speeds going in that, so a lot of aggression. You see Mario on the Ashe. Also, you have Waka there on Sophia, which I'm surprised why someone with a gun skill like Waka, why not throw him on the more aggressive kind of operator with the R4C, a very, very strong weapon. But then again, that may be just a play style. We're seeing upstairs holes with the mirror windows from Vitality, a strat that we don't see all too often. Yeah, sure, we see some people playing inside of the theater, but never with this kind of mirror window. Typically, the mirror likes to keep that for the bomb site, having the mirror windows to protect more or less the reception, and also then the B bomb site as well. If that comes, but whenever B bomb site is not as common, then yeah, you can understand why they're going to use the mirror window upstairs.
Well, the mirror window facing into the main lobby is redundant if you're holding the top floor, because you can hold the main lobby from the top floor and by extension security, plus you have that immediate rotation from the drop downs. The mirror window in the site, you can see he hasn't placed it yet. Rafael's probably holding on to it, or he's placed it by bathroom. Or they have actually gone for the main lobby one as well as a top floor, so they're doubling up on that. They're not really paying much attention to delivery, but that stands to reason, I guess, since delivery attacks are kind of difficult to pull off without something dedicated like a Glaz or a Montaigne. And they do have a set of smokes, so finding out where the weak spot is and Vitality, like I said, doubling up on it, I'd say a decent call.
So Bibu is going to be playing on that Valkyrie. We've seen him 6 pick it off of the Ayla, so they're going to have a couple of Valkyrie cameras scattered about. But JJ's going to be bringing the IQ, and I did see for just a little glimpse there, he was looking at some of the cameras through the walls, and that will be Mariu getting things started off, as that will be Spark going down, so the Legion's going to get killed, but automatically Zephyr on the refrag playing an aggressive corridor does get the kill onto Papayan, and that will be him going down as Raphael does get the kill onto Mariu. So a 4 versus 3 still in Vitality's favour after Nora-Rengo did get that first kill. And at minute 15, Nora-Rengo have made no progress.
And they've also lost 2 players on attempting to clear out these roamers upstairs. They've still got enough time to make this work for them, but they've got to go against so many layers of defense. As I fear will, I believe, eat a bullet or 2 through the wall there from Waka, but not enough to get the kill or the down even. JJ's still outside of delivery. He's been sitting on this position for pretty much the entire round, waiting for an opportunity for a kill, and that might happen soon, but it might be too little too late at that point. You're looking at 40 seconds left, and no progress made.
No, certainly Nora-Rengo are playing it very slow. That's going to be the last Dokkaebi phone call going out, and he's still, Shin's going to be running upstairs still, not even near the kitchen. Raphael is holding his angle inside of the kitchen along with Bread inside the service, and that will be Zephyr getting another kill for himself as he will win that gunfight against the SMG-12. Not an easy feat to do, as last 2 men up will be Waka and JJ. Waka also upstairs trying to go for the kill on the Zephyr. Bread gets the kill on the JJ, and Zephyr will clean things up, and Team Vitality will take the first round inside of Coastline.
So, defense of the kitchen, and interestingly set up too. Usually you see those mirror windows a little bit more evenly split, but they doubled up the mirror windows to hold the main lobby, which is kind of an oddity. One for the top floor to allow for your projector player to continue to play vertically without being pressured from the balcony, and then the other inside of the storage room by the bathroom and or facing directly into the kitchen or into the main lobby. They also had players roaming over by security and in main lobby in general. They were also playing heavily on the top floor, extended beyond projector, which is just kind of an odd setup. It's really, like I said, it's putting all your eggs in one basket, and it's kind of doubling up on the expectation that Nora wants to take top floor, Nora wants to take main lobby. And it worked. It worked out great. JJ was sitting outside of delivery for pretty much the entire round. And there was an opportunity there for Nora, but they never seized it. It was never called out, and because of that, they lost the round.
Yeah, certainly not the start that Nora-Rengo was expecting. But certainly Vitality have a good headway here. They've got the kitchen out of the way with, so they can go for the top floor, the penthouse amphitheater, which is generally the most picked bomb site on this map. Of course, all 4 bomb sites are all viable, all universally used by nearly every team, but you have to be in this kind of meta where you have to always be ready to adapt. Great teams like G2 can do that very, very well, as we've seen them do that a lot throughout just any season that they've really played. They've always been a kind of quick-thinking team, and certainly Vitality can play quick off certain things that they see weaknesses in, but more or less they have these set strategies. They know what they want to do. Spark a very nice camera there on that palm tree that gives them then that lookout over towards then that north side of the building.
Zephyr going for a very dangerous spawn peek. He's trying to establish some dominance here early on. Luckily for Nora, they did not spawn at that position, and no kills will be had for Zephyr. The setup right now from Vitality is kind of interesting. They've been getting some reinforcements with mirror windows in odd places. So you can see you've got your standard mirror window in projector facing towards the B-bomb site, but the secondary mirror window is oddly placed in the hallway, which is just, as I said, very abnormal. You also have an opened up wall in VIP, which isn't fully established as a rotation. I think you might be able to shimmy your way through there, yeah. But it's got some studs still up, so it's going to be a really awkward move. Regardless, though, it looks like Nora is going to be pushing from Sunrise rather than directly onto the VIP balcony, which I got to commend them for this play call, because VIP balcony is heavily reinforced. However, if you're going to make the play, you need to drone for it first, and Mariu will be eliminated very early into the round thanks to poor teamwork.
Extremely sloppy there from Nora-Rengo, giving Spark the easiest kill off his, probably the game, I would say. So not the best from Nora-Rengo there. We do see Waka getting himself inside off the toilets along with JJ, as he's actually trying to use his IQ scanner to try and destroy some of the equipment that may be inside off the bomb site, such as ADSs. Also, Valkyrie Camera 2 could be lurking about. But I'm liking the kind of format that Vitality are setting up, where they have these immense crossfires. The Spark is going to come in contact with Shin over beside the billiard room as well. Like Zephyr, he can hold that corridor down as well as anybody can with that ACOG that he does have equipped. Spark still fighting against Shin, who has just backed himself up in towards the hallway. Essentially, Shin cannot move through that corridor unless he goes for the smoke, and he actually going to miss his... he didn't miss a smoke grenade, and that will be Shin pushing in, gets the kill on the Spark, as Waka gets the kill on the Zephyr, coming up these back stairs as well. So Vitality already lost 2 members in, but 40 seconds, they've eaten up a lot of time for Nora-Rengo, and they're going to have to play very quick on their feet.
Shin, very little HP, as well as Waka. So man advantage right now for Nora, but I would say actually an HP advantage for Vitality. It's going to come down to those headshots, hopefully for Nora's sake, and Jaeger will give his position away, trying to destroy some Excaros and thus see defeat. Rafael manages to get Waka, though, with that C4. So an even trade back and forth here for Vitality, but they're still on the back foot. 9 seconds left. Time is the main thing for the defense here. But Shin, such a headshot onto Rafael. And Bibu, the last defender alive, stuck in the bathroom. It doesn't look like the attackers know where he is. And they're just going to let him sit in the bathroom and win the round on time. What an odd play there from Nora, and Vitality will take their second round.
They did not know where he was. They thought he was over beside the wardrobe, but he was in the bathroom the whole time.
They had to have known he was in the bathroom. He had just killed an opponent. There must have been a call. It had to have been the wrong call.
Yeah, I seen whenever IQ pushed in, JJ looked to the right, over towards the wardrobe, didn't even look left, so must have been just a poor call out. And this is something that is costing Nora-Rengo rounds already. They've lost 2 rounds because of poor and sloppy teamwork. They need to fix this.
Yeah, that second round was all over the place. I mean, first you had Mariu dying immediately because nobody's droning for him. And then you have, right after that, a clear of the roamers, pretty good clear of the roamers, and established control of VIP, and then a very standard push into the site after already disabling the mirror windows. All of these things this is great. You know, the Nora strategy there was pretty spot on. They also cleared downstairs efficiently and managed to get rid of all of the potential utility that could stop them on their push. So major props to Nora setting themselves up. But yet again, same as yesterday, when Nora set themselves up so efficiently, they don't always come in on the execution and manage to make it work. They kind of struggle as soon as they're in a position to actually fight their opponents, and that's what we just witnessed. Well, hopefully for Nora's sake that doesn't happen again, but Vitality are, I'm sure, very happy with that.
So we're going to be moving into another bomb site for Vitality, since the penthouse and theatre and also the kitchen is still locked out due to the new format that was brought in this season. Very good change. It makes teams, they have to go for other bomb sites. A great example has been how Oregon's been played, where teams have had to go for the kitchen and also the big tower. So it does give a lot more adaptability that teams have to work with, but certainly the Hookah Lounge and Billiards is by no means least a bad bomb site. You can play it many different ways. You can try and go for the heavy roam game over towards the penthouse area. Also, very heavy C4s from below works extremely well. Big talking point, I would say, from yesterday on Coastline was whenever Meatbee from Team Secret, he got that immense C4 kill from below. Yeah, that was it was really crazy, the ingenious play from Meatbee. But certainly, it's a good bomb site to have. Mira got through into Coastline, so that's always going to be a big plus for the defenders, is having these mirror windows. And whenever we see this very aggressive mirror setup where they're locking down the billiards and also locking down that main corridor, it gives them a lot more flexibility with where the roamers can go. And we're actually going to see 2 roamers over towards that east side, which is going to be Bibu and Zephyr.
So I got to say, this mirror window setup from Vitality is pretty dangerous considering the way that Nora's been playing. You see on the rappel, I believe it is, the Buck, or possibly, Waka, able to get that mirror window opened up. But then also, Nora's been playing a lot from below, and that other mirror window will probably be opened up eventually if Nora wants it to be so. I mean, they've got the soft destructors for it. They've got the positioning for it. Vitality's not really putting too much of an emphasis downstairs. They have 2 roamers there. They've got one by the stairs and one by the actual Sunrise bar. But Nora's shifted their focus a little bit. They've opened up the mirror window that they know they need in order to push into Billiards. And they're going to be looking like a south side take in from Aqua, which is a pretty good take, but they have to be wary of potential C4s from below, like Bibu, for example, and they don't really have much roam clear going on right this second, though JJ's looking to fix that as he opens up the south doorway into Office. Perfect timing there for JJ to come away with his life.
Very lucky there. Bebu, he did try and put a little bit of pressure, as the first kill will go out in Vitality's way, as Raphael will shut down Crazy Payan, as Shin will get the refrag onto Bebu, but Spark from below gets the kill on the Walker, who was lurking downstairs. 3 members are going to be on this top floor, so no roamers downstairs. They don't have any C4 denial, as Shin does shut down Spark from below. Mariu still playing very aggressive beside that aquarium doorway, as he is just going to peek in and out. Raphael, he still has these smoke canisters. He can delay this as long as he can. And he's just going to hold the angle. Bread still inside of the hookah. And Shin is going to be knocking on his door very soon, but the deployable shield very smartly does keep him from that. We're going to see the repel as JJ is going to be stuck on that Billiards window. Shin gets the kill on the Bread, and Mariu's going to run in and does get that kill on to Raphael. Zephyr is going to be stuck inside of the 1 versus 3. Sees Mariu, catches him, but then Shin will get the refrag, and Nora-Rengo get their first round on the board.
So the execution there from Nora was honestly pretty bad. But once they went for the push, it managed to work for them. This is so odd. Every time Nora sets themselves up perfectly for an execute onto the site, they cannot win when it comes to the actual engagement. And then every time that they set themselves up poorly, they manage to get the round win off of just the engagement. That's so counterintuitive. A big part of that was Shin able to get the Mira, who is playing inside of Hookah. After that kill, they had control of a crossfire that allowed them to pick apart the defenders 1 by 1 and to get that site control. Overall, though, a really odd round.
Yeah, they certainly won that just down to their gun skills. Shin had a lot of big kills there on the Dokkaebi, which is another interesting operator that we do see get banned quite a lot, but it's kind of, do you want to ban Lion or do you want to ban Dokkaebi? That's kind of the way that teams do like to go about it, unless you're just going to straight out ban Glaz like Nora-Rengo did, which is more of a target ban to particular players and the playstyle that Vitality does go for. And the 6th pick is going to be going onto a Twitch. So JJ, not working with IQ anymore, he's going to be going with the Twitch, and this works very well whenever we know Mira does get played by Vitality every single defensive round.
I mean, it makes sense. Mira is one of the most useful operators on defense.
Highest ban pick as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing you can say wrong about Mira as an op. Same thing with Smoke, really. These are the types of operators that are going to be played if they're available 9 times out of 10. Now, we've seen 2 successful defenses from Vitality, but the second victory they got was very close. It was a 2 versus 1, and Nora lost it on time. The first round was also pretty, I mean, it wasn't close really. It was a pretty dominating victory for Vitality, but there were some opportunities that Nora had available to them and just didn't seize. So that was a bit of an oversight on Nora's side. Vitality have been playing decently, but they haven't been playing so exceptionally well that Nora can't catch up. I like this castle barricade strategy. Basically what you're doing is you're just cutting down the middle of the bottom floor, and that's going to give you some more maneuverability on the horizontal play.
Double Claymore strategy there from Nora-Rengo. You can see both of them crossing over each other, so a lot of denial here. So if any members of Vitality want to try and run out, go for the kill. Simply, if someone was running out that door, they could get a free kill on the JJ, but because both Claymores are there, that is not going to be available for them. we're going to see Spark and Xavier over beside the aquarium. Both of them playing very close to each other. Mary is going to be outside of the aquarium balcony as well, so he is ready to go for the follow-up kills if, for example, Waka does push in and does die. But certainly that castle barricade at that aquarium doorway is going to help them, so they only have to worry about the one angle coming in from the aquarium, as Bibi will get JJ as he was playing towards them blue stairs. Mary still fighting with Zephyr. One of the hardest locations that most attackers deal with is getting rid of a guy behind that bar.
Yeah, they have the utility for it, but there's also a castle watching from the side of Aqua. The repel in from Waka will get Spark, though, and the follow-up from Waka, 2 onto Zephyr. And he's looking for some more frags. He's managed to deal with these roamers, and good position control here from Waka, and he's wary of any potential refraggers from Vitality, but no, he has the control he needs, and with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, certainly the big kills from Waka, that's what Nora-Rengo need, is players like Shin and Waka performing extremely well. Vitality, all 3 of them are going to be downstairs. Raphael and Brid are going to be inside of the bars, and then Bibi is going to be actually lurking inside of the kitchen area, trying to catch anybody who may want to rotate down towards the blue. But essentially, all of Nora-Rengo are going to try and rotate in towards the blue bar area, as they have gotten themselves in towards the office area. Papillon can start opening up these reinforced walls, start going for these peaks, so it's forced Brid all the way back into Sunrise along with Raphael, so essentially both of them are going to be stuck together, as Papillon has managed to get himself in towards that bar. The phone call does go out as well, and the plant is going to go down. Smoke grenade as well gets popped as Shin runs and gets the kill onto Raphael, as it will be a 4 versus 2. Brid is going to try and fight on the blue stairs. Bibi inside the corridor, using these holes to his advantage. Doesn't see anybody, however, and has rotated in towards the corridor. Gets the kill onto Shin. So a 3 versus 2 bomb has been planted. Gets a double for Bibu. 2 versus 2. Brid does get the kill onto Papillon. 2 versus 1 down to Walker. He's going to be on the blue stairs. This could be an easy defuse for Vitality, and it is going to be the easy defuse as Walker does get the kill onto Bibu, but Brid is going to be able to get that defuse. So Vitality stealing that round from Nora-Rengo. It's possibly one of their best rounds they've played so far.
Yeah, yet again, we see a round that Vitality really should not have won, that Nora should not have lost, go the way of Vitality. That was just a very odd round, a complete circle done there by Bibu and Brid as well, just to get the diffuse disable. And there was some perfect plays being made by Nora. They isolated the blue bar very well. They managed to get their planter in with relative ease. No one in a position to deny. Shin even shut down the smoke as he was throwing a gas canister to try and deny the defuse plan. Now, given the timing, the gas canister would not have denied the defuse plan, but it possibly could have gotten the down on the planter himself, thus hurting the attack a little bit more. Regardless, Shin stopped that, and following all of this success, Nora, yet again, could not lock it out. And that is the 3rd time in a row. Well, no, okay, let's be fair to Nora.
Yeah.
2nd time that has happened so far in this match. This should be, right now, a pretty decisive map in favor of Nora, but they've just managed to let so many rounds slip away at the dying seconds.
Yeah, certainly a lot of little missteps that really does cost you whenever you are playing against a team like Vitality, who will punish you for any mistake Vitality sees. They will take full advantage of that. Bibi knew that he could go for the rotate. There was no flank coverage from Nora-Rengo, and then it was 1-2-3. Vitality got the retake, and it was as simple as that. There was no real trouble for Vitality going for that retake. I'm even surprised that we managed to see Brid just walk in the blue bar and kill Papillon. That should not happen. Papillon should have been ready for that retake.
Yeah. I also like that Vitality has now brought us to every single site. We went to kitchen, projector, hookah, and then double bar, and we're all the way back at the original, well, not the original, the second,
yeah.
The projector. So, the setup is the same from Vitality. They have opened up a number of interesting walls, most notably that VIP wall. They're playing aggressively inside of VIP. They have the mirror window to use on L in order to help hold that VIP. And Nora, on the other hand, looks like they might be changing up their attack strategy. Last time, they were very heavily invested downstairs early in the round. They disabled some of the mirror windows, and they got themselves a little bit of an easier push. This time, they seem to want to go for a VIP take. Now, I'm a little bit worried about this because Vitality have set themselves up specifically to hold against a VIP take. And Nora did commit a VIP take last time. It was just very late in the round after they had already done a few other things. But we'll see if the more aggressive, potentially efficient strategy from Nora is able to get them the win this time. They were so close on the previous attack of this site, but they didn't manage to get it.
Certainly the easiest way that Nora-Rengo could go about getting rid of that mirror window specifically is pushing in towards the hook and then vice versa in towards the corridor. But because Spark does play so aggressive on them stairs, it does make it more of a worry for Nora-Rengo. As you can see, Waka inside the hook, and Spark does know he is going to be there and does get killed by Waka as he will get shot down. So Waka does get the first blood. Very interesting use of the drone hole there. It's very common where you can try and catch a foot or two, and if Brid does back up any further, he will be cut out, and that, oh, he just barely misses that. I'm surprised Waka doesn't get a little bit closer here.
Yeah, he could possibly get the angle maybe from the stairs, but he doesn't want to expose himself to the hallway because he doesn't have enough information. So he's playing it safe as he can while still trying to go for this kill. As long as Waka doesn't have another job he needs to commit to, this is fine for him to sit on. He's going to just, well, use his concussion to allow JJ to get the kill. Good teamwork there. Bibu's still inside a bathroom. Oh, Bibu, no, you're not supposed to miss those. Rafael, the final defender after Nora-Rengo rally, and Waka will get that final kill. Vitality goes down, and Nora get their second round.
Potentially the weakest Vitality round we've seen so far. That was just simple for Nora-Rengo, and Nora-Rengo at the moment are certainly just out-fragging Vitality in terms of gun skill. You can see nearly every big 1v1 that's happened, it has always been Nora-Rengo who's won it. May it be Shin, or may it's been Waka who has won that, which, like we said, we're expecting to see these two put the hard carry in for Nora-Rengo because they're so highly rated. Look what Waka did in the last LAN event at the Season 7 Pro League Finals, and even Shin dating back to the Invitational played very strong as well. So certainly these are the two guys that have the reputation of the insane gun skill, and they are certainly proving it.
Well, Kitchen going to be the first defense for Nora as they transition to the second half. They will now be holding, and Vitality will be attacking. Ying left unbanned. Vitality is going to take full use of that operator, I'm sure. And she is a very powerful one to have on an attack, especially like a kitchen, or especially onto a kitchen hold. This is the sort of site where there's a lot of bottlenecks, and that's where you'll have Ying really shine.
So, this is going to be Vitality's first attack. They're going to have this long of 5 rounds at least for Vitality to, or not at least maximum, to get these points on the board. Nora-Rengo, they have this defense, but on a map like Coastline, which I would say is a lot more attacker favored because you do have a lot more of these longer angles that you can hold with the more ACOGs that the attackers do have available, and it's very easy to cut off rotations from roamers. Mario is going to be bringing the Vigil, an operator which we haven't seen a whole too lot currently at the LAN. A lot of teams are either banning it or they're just not fitting into the Vigil playstyle, which can be understandable, but still a very good operator if you're looking for the bigger maps like Bank, for example. But certainly Coastline, you can make it work as well.
You can see Waka's waiting for a potential run out. He actually had a good opportunity there, but it slipped by. Hopefully he doesn't commit himself to that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, yeah. Could have worked out a little bit earlier, but it's too risky, you know, and that's a big thing. Risks like that don't usually get taken at this level of play. You're playing at a major, even just the group stages of the major, you don't want to give away your life for no reason. Now, Vitality, they know where the site is. It looks like they're just trying to clear out the top floor before they make the push down, which stands to reason given that Nora is so heavily invested upstairs. Though they're playing a very passive roam, it seems. Not trying to hold per se, but more, you know, waste time and maneuver away.
Certainly the Vitality push is going to involve getting the room clear done, as Waka is going to be letting himself know, and the Spark gets heavily damaged, and Bibi almost dies from that. Phone call did go out. Meryu has rotated in towards the corridor as well to support his teammate, as Rafael does go for the first Ying and does get that kill onto Waka. Zephyr does get the kill onto Meryu as well, who was inside of the corridor. So quick 2 kills for Vitality. That's going to be the rumors dead. And this is where they can start getting in Bread to open up the floor with those breaching charges.
You can see there Waka realized it was a bad hold, but too little too late, as the Ying Candelas really had him in a pinch. Vitality using a lot of utility though there. Rafael will get reset, and Vitality will start to muster for their final assault onto the bottom floor. They have the vertical control, they have the breaching charges. They are using them to force Nora into really bad spots. And also have the focus of these remaining defenders just shifted upwards, allowing for any horizontal push to be a little bit more effective. Brid narrowly missing out on a potential kill there for JJ, who has miraculously stayed alive in this corner. He really should be dead right now. You can see the proximity detonation from the lifeline is going to prompt Vitality of one of the defenders' positions. That's JJ. And the spray from the smoke is going to do the very same. Bibu actually goes down. A very interesting engagement right now is happening vertically, and it looks like JJ is going to come out on top. Zephyr gets Shin. So it's a fight back from Vitality. 2 versus 4. It's not a great situation right now for the defenders. Here comes the final utility and the gas canisters to stop the push. JJ gets a kill on gas canister for Rafael, who is too lit, and he's sitting in the corner. Nobody checks it, and the cover from his teammates. It's just JJ though in the 1 versus 2, and there's no one in a position to kill the smoke in the dying seconds of the round. What has just happened? Reminiscent of the round we saw previous half, where Nora were unable to kill the Bibu, I believe it was, sitting in the bathroom. We see the same happen here on Delivery.
What a round from JJ. Played that so well. Getting the first kill on the Bibu was very impressive, especially whenever he could have got refragged very easily from the vertical play like you were mentioning. But yeah, very sloppy from Vitality there, and a team that we know do go for these methodical pushes. They want to make sure everything is clear. They need to be happy with how they're going to push. So it's very mind-boggling how Vitality let something as easy as checking the corner, lets it slip, and they lost the round from it.
A huge oversight, that's for sure. And also because their players were so lit up, JJ was able to get a gas canister kill.
I know.
It's
not good.
You don't usually see that happen. And the interesting thing is, the gas canister was detonated before the attacker committed himself to running through it, which means he either A, did not check his health bar before he tried to go through that gas canister plume, or B, he miscalculated. Either way, a bad situation for Vitality. But the main thing, of course, to take away from that is how much time they wasted. And this is the big thing. Vitality so efficiently cleared those roamers upstairs. 2 kills right off the bat, about halfway through the round, maybe a little bit further than that, but still. And then they had another minute, 20 seconds, give or take, to use that vertical play to their advantage. And they didn't. And in fact, it cost them on the vertical play. Then when they went for the actual side push, they could not find the final player who had been exposed to them throughout most of the round. It was an odd round. Yeah,
it's certainly something that we can never predict is going to happen. We see the first free kill or the first 2 kills come out, and then we're like, oh yeah, Vitality. This is exactly what Vitality need. And then it just kind of just falls for Vitality in the way that they play their playstyle, where they put so much pressure onto a team. But yeah. Nora-Rengo having the fight back, and they're going to be taking up in towards the bars. So we've seen Vitality defend this previously after a good retake, and certainly from Vitality, they're bringing almost the exact same lineup, where they're certainly going to try and get in, open up the floor, and get rid of the anchors as well.
There's been a lot of, to put it kindly, there's been a lot of throws from both teams so far. I feel like none of these rounds that we've seen for either squad really came off as like, oh yeah, they won because they played amazingly well. We've seen some rounds even where one team will play amazingly well and then just not be able to lock it out. And Rafael lining himself up for a potential kill there, but he actually just doesn't press mouse 1. He's got his opponents, his teammates actually droning out his opponent at the top of these blue stairs, and he's going to be able to get the mirror window, but the kill does not come out onto Papillon, who manages to get away with his life.
Yeah, very lucky there for him to scurry down in blue stairs, so that does mean that Nora-Rengo have lost their room presence as Bebu from above gets the kill onto Walker, who was inside of the office area. So this does allow Bread to get himself into the staging ground for Vitality. Actually, he's not going to go for that, as the Fear is going to be located on the blue stairs, and Castle's looking for the rotate as well. Very risky, and he is going to get droned out. And Zephyr, he should win this. Look at the two SMGs. SMG-12 by far should win this 9 times out of 10 with a high rate of fire, mostly just because it is a headshot machine for many people. So looking good for Vitality at the moment. They still have plenty of time in terms of the way that they play. So yeah, it should start to funnel in for Vitality. They'll start to put the pressure onto Nora-Rengo. They've already lost their Legion as well, so they don't have these goo mines that could affect Vitality in the late game, as Spark does get the kill onto JJ, but then Shin with the refrag playing inside that B bar does get the kill on the Raphael, but Zephyr does get the kill onto Papine as well, so he wins that gunfight against the castle, which we were expecting. Meryu has rotated in towards the blue bar and gets that great shot onto Zephyr through the smoke. So a 2 versus 3, as Shin will get the kill on the Bread, but Bibu will get the refrag. Meryu all down to him. 2 versus 1, and the plant will get stuck, as Meryu is going to dodge and dive, and we're going to see the drop connect from Bibu. Can he get the kill onto the Jaeger? No, he can't, as Meryu gets the win, but no, Spark does finish things off, clutches that round for Vitality. That went very south for Vitality.
That was an odd round for sure. It should have been a Vitality win. It was a Vitality win, but it was oh so close.
Yeah.
Inches away from a potential clutch there. And man, we've been seeing that all match so far. It's just coming down to the wire each and every one of these rounds. I've got to say, I wouldn't have anticipated this. You know, going into it, I was thinking one team or another would be very decisive and be able to rack up those wins and get a surefire 2-0, but it's not the case. We're seeing, in fact, one of the closer matches that's happened so far in these group stages, and in the oddest way possible, where it's not coming down to the end of the round and then people are clutching all the time or people are throwing all the time. It's always a back and forth. You can't really predict any of these rounds. It's so
odd. That's the word for this game, is the odd matchup between Nora-Rengo and Vitality. So certainly Nora-Rengo, they are playing well. Let's not just go ahead and say, yeah, they just haven't been performing well. We've seen some moments of genius from them, but they just haven't been able to close out the rounds where Vitality's taking full advantage of that. It's still pretty close, 4 rounds to 3, so still a lot of things to work for.
And that's exactly right. It's the closing out of the rounds. We saw the same exact thing from Nora yesterday. They really struggled to lock out rounds, and we're seeing it pretty prevalent today as well. Vitality, on the other hand, don't have the same issue, and I think it's born of experience. Vitality has been around for a long time, and they've been playing on the international stage for a long time. So I think that's it's a big edge that Vitality have. Nora have, the raw talent, the skill that hopefully they'll develop, cultivate, and turn into something monstrous moving forward. But they still, if you just look at it objectively, they don't have as much experience as many of the other teams at this LAN, and it's something they're going to have to. Well, you can only work on it one way.
Yeah,
and that's by practicing, and that's what we'll see them do, I'm sure.
Let's not forget as well that even if a team loses this matchup, they still get to play tomorrow against the winner of Obey and Liquid, which is still happening currently over at Rainbow Six Bravo. But this is Vitality and Nora-Rengo, the winners match currently. So this is where Vitality, they already have this quick, aggressive start in towards the aquarium. And they're just going to get themselves certified and then see what they want to work with.
Just to build on what you were saying, all of the matches on this channel today. Ooh, Shin with a C4. Perfect placement right there inside of the billiards. And Bibu will also eat a lot of damage from that. So very well placed C4. The diffuser down halfway through the round, and Nora has lost control over the top floor, but they have not lost control over the round, as they did not lose any of the roamers this time around. However, Zephyr's looking to change that.
Ooh, misses the shots. That is something that you cannot be doing in this kind of stage.
Yeah, that was a huge miss, especially with the SMG-12. It's inconsistent in its randomness, but it's a pretty powerful gun still. Now, Spark's gonna down his teammate. So
I thought he was just...
Yeah. No.
What are you doing, Spark?
Yeah. But Bibu's going to go down, and he'll get picked up. So back to 50 HP. A little bit more efficient there for Vitality. But they only have a minute left, and it's a 3 versus 5. So not a great situation here for the attackers.
JJ getting very aggressive, just like we did see him do on the kitchen defense. So he is going to be playing that. Smoke has the aggressive SMG-11, which has been one of the best guns throughout the entirety of Siege. Bibu is going to start working with the Sophia charges as well, as Mary does get the kill onto Spark, so it's starting to slip away from Vitality, as this is looking an easy Nora-Rengo round, especially whenever Mary is playing a very strong roam game here on that top floor. So all down to Brett, a 1 versus 5. I don't think we have seen a 1 versus 5 clutch in quite some time throughout the Pro League, but certainly it could happen, but highly, highly unlikely, as all Nora-Rengo have to do is hold the angles. And Brett, all he can do is just really peek, try and get a couple of kills for himself, but certainly Nora-Rengo is going to bounce back, and they're going to equal this up into a 4 rounds apiece.
Well done to Nora. The big difference here from the previous round on Double Bar, which they lost, is that they didn't lose any roamers upstairs. They were able to fall back really well without too much damage done, without any worry, and they shifted their focus immediately off of holding those attackers who were trying to push downstairs into just survive in the site. And that was a big deal. Vitality also did not have as much vertical pressure this time around, and they also lost one of their attackers pretty early on, thanks to a well-placed C4. So many things went right there for Nora, and they managed to get one of the more dominant round wins that we've seen so far through the match. As I was trying to say earlier, just a reminder for those of you who are maybe just joining us, all of the matches being played on this stream today are going to be the winners' matches from yesterday, and because of that, anyone who loses on the stream is still having another chance. You know, you could bounce back, and all of the matches on the Bravo stream will be, the losers will be faced with a elimination from the tournament.
Yeah, so certainly we will be having some faces disappear. They will not be playing. They're only here for the 2 days. So, but still, we need the 16 teams, and then we're going to cut them down to 12, and then essentially then down to 8 for the weekend. So we're going to start seeing the holds coming out from Nora-Rengo, a very aggressive upstairs hold for a kitchen. Like, they've put a lot of reinforcements and a lot of utility up in towards this sphere, and then this master bedroom area as well. So it's a strategy which I feel like, yeah, you can divert some resources, especially whenever they know Vitality do like to take upstairs. So a lot of things to work with for Nora-Rengo. They know the play style that Vitality want to go for is get upstairs, start opening up the floor, and start pressuring the anchors.
Yeah, here's the thing I'm really worried about. Vitality invests so heavily in just what, as you say, the taking of the top floor. And what is this? Waka with a
hello,
north balcony, and he's dead. So actually that's worth touching on, actually. So Waka, great player, cool guy, and he's struggling with being a little bit sick right now. But yesterday and now today, he has made some really
certainly, yeah,
foolish plays, mostly to do with his positioning. Going into just some odd spots and allowing himself to be easily killed. And it's the sort of thing that you want to get an advantage early, but it's now that Mariu has gotten Zephyr, it's not an advantage, it's a recovery. Well done to Mariu, though, getting that back into his team's favor, and all that investment that went upstairs is now kind of redundant because, well, Waka's dead, and Vitality is going to be able to just easily walk their way into this top floor. Yeah,
they're going to walk their way in because there's no Waka to stop them.
Yes, that is what is going to happen.
Yeah, let's throw the puns in there, chat. Why not? We'll have to always make it, a little bit of puns here and there, makes it more enjoyable. But certainly Vitality have the control here. They're starting to do this Vitality type of play where they open up upstairs, they start destroying the floor. But JJ, he's going to be ready for the exact same thing he did last time.
The question is, will this vertical play work out at all? Because, like you said, last time, it didn't. Vitality really couldn't make this go in their favor. JJ's playing somewhere else entirely, but still, Vitality themselves not able to get any kills using these holes. It's been a very slow round for the attackers. They're stacking up on delivery. Looks like that's the strategy they want to go for yet again. Bibu's going to get Maryu, so that's a really good opportunity. The Candelas will blind the Valkyrie in all likelihood, who is repositioned to the corner of the doorway. Crazy, inexplicably still holding on to his life as Shin gets Bibu, and Brid will refrag immediately onto Shin. Valkyrie in the playmake position. Last time it worked out great for Nora-Rengo, but this time it looks like Vitality is aware of it. And we'll find out as we come down to the final 20 seconds. Vitality in the driver's seat. JJ using his gas canisters, and Crazy Papillon trying to stay alive as long as possible. The Candelas will blind the Valkyrie, and Raphael checks the corner, and he will go for the plant as Brid covers from above. A nice execution from Vitality, calculating it perfectly, not getting ahead of themselves, not going too immediately despite having such a man advantage, and they will get the round victory, putting them on match point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is going to be match point for Team Vitality taking that round, so 5 rounds to 4 they will be up. Quick update for you guys. Over on Rainbow Six Bravo, they have just finished the first map between Team Liquid and Obey Alliance, where they did go to Oregon. And Obey Alliance beat Team Liquid 6 rounds to 2. We're going to have a tactical pause here currently during our game. So Vitality are thinking about what they're going to do, seeing what they're going to work out for their final round. But certainly Obey beating Team Liquid 6 rounds to 2.
Yeah, that's a little bit odd. Obey did lose to Nora yesterday, and a lot of people... I'm sure you guys must have seen it. A lot of people were counting Obey out, so a bit of a
big upset, big surprise.
Pretty big upset, yeah. Now, interesting thing here in this match, Vitality are the ones to go for the tactical pause instead of Nora. Now, you'd think when you're on match point, or well, at least map point. It says match point in the map, but it's the map point. When you're on map point, you would be the one as one of the less rounds to want to take a second to calculate your decisions moving forward. But Vitality really want to hammer that final nail into the coffin, and they are going to be executing a very calculated strat in this round, I'm sure.
Yeah, certainly it gives them more to think about, what they need to work with, because this hasn't been the same easy attack strategies that we've seen from Vitality. Rengo has been playing very well against some of their strategies, so just making sure they know what they need to do. Of course, Bios, their coach, is going to have a better overview looking at what they're doing in general compared to specifically. So, yeah, certainly having Bios to give them words of wisdom to help them finally close out this round is certainly going to be something to keep in note. And that's the big thing that coaches have, the influence, is with these tactical timeouts.
So, Kitchen again from Nora-Rengo. Instead of trying to shift their way over to a different site, they're going to stick it out. Now, the big mistake that was made last time was Waka ran out north balcony. He was playing Jaeger. They've shifted roles. Maryu has taken up the Jaeger, and Waka is now playing Doc. The ACOG makes me want to say that he's going to play it a little bit more passively in Projector, or he's going to go for spawn peaks. We'll find out. Though following his previous failure on the spawn peak, I would assume that he will not be going for one in this round. Maryu playing Jaeger means he's going to probably support the Doc upstairs, with if not just ADSs, also with his body, because it's been a big thing for Nora that they have not managed to get a successful roam upstairs any time while defending the kitchen. Vitality clear at the top floor almost immediately into each round, and the latest that they managed to get it is about the halfway mark, and Nora's been struggling with that pretty heavily. If they can solve that problem, then Nora might be able to push us into overtime.
Yeah, they need to have that final execution, that final endurance of the last 30 seconds, which, like you said, they've been struggling with. But against a team like Vitality, who excel in that last 30 seconds, it is no hard measure for Nora-Rengo to, expect them to perform so well, because it is Team Vitality, who we've always talked about, have their own specific playstyle, different from everybody inside of the current meta. They've really set the trend for these slow, methodical pushes, where they just take what they want and they do it well.
Yeah, we saw that in the last round especially. They had an advantage for a solid 40 seconds, but they didn't just pressure it, for kills. They calculated every move they made, and it worked out great for them. Nora now have Waka still alive, and he's playing in Projector. He's got the ACOG this time, so he's going to be a little bit more lethal at this distance, but he's got to be careful of these Ying Candelas. They will very likely blind him easily. The Zofia lifelines as well going to disrupt, and here it goes. 2 Candelas to deal with Waka, but deal with Waka they will. A very easy kill following here for Raphael, but Mariu's there to refrag onto Zafir before Raphael gets his own refrag onto Mariu. 2 for the Ying, and he has control of Projector. This is what we've been seeing every single round, that Vitality has attacked onto the kitchen, and it's happening yet again. Nora cannot adapt to this strategy, and now they're going to have to face their opponents downstairs.
Big kills for Raphael. We've seen him use 2 of his Candelas, which is the exact same thing that he did last time whenever he attacked this top floor. And this is where Vitality, they are in the position they want to be. Spark just even weakens the Nora-Rengo side as Smoke will be taking out JJ, who's been performing excellent on that. Smoke does get taken out. And look where Shenna is going for the long rotation as a 1-speed. That's a pretty risky play because Vitality could adapt to this and just rush crazy on site. So certainly a lot of potential and adaptation for Vitality if they want to go for it. But instead Shenna is just going to be playing on these main lobby stairs. 15 seconds to go. It does come down to see how the Valkyrie does try and perform. Still has the C4, so it could deny the plant coming in, but Shen on the flank does get the kill on the bread, and he has all these holes that he can work with. Valkyrie does get split out behind the B-bomb. A very hard angle, but during that, the diffuser to get planted. Great shot from Papillon. Gets Raphael. C4 gets tossed out, doesn't get anything, as Bibu does dance away. Shen upstairs gets killed by Bibu. 1 versus 2. Papillon for the clutch, but no! Bibu does shut them down, and Team Vitality will take the first map on Coastline.
Bibu's positioning there was phenomenal. He dodged the C4. He said no to any engagements unless it was to his advantage. Perfectly played there from the Zofia of Bibu.